We're complete.
Iyon.
Motion to approve.
Good morning and welcome to the 2026 Annual Stockholders Meeting of Citicorp Energy REIT Corporation. If you look at the right side of your screen, there is a chat box. Please state therein if you can clearly hear and see us or if you are having any difficulties. Feel free to type in the chat box any comments or questions you may have. We will address these during the question and answer portion of this ASM. Now we begin by acknowledging the presence of our Board of Directors and Corporate Secretary, Chairman Mr. Edgar B. Saavedra. Director, Chief Executive Officer, and President Mr. Oliver Y. Tan. Director, Manuel Louis B. Ferrer. Director, Elizabeth Ann C. Oichaco. May I now introduce CREIT's independent directors, starting with Lead Independent Director, Attorney Jose M. Layog Jr. Independent Director, Pasita Yu Juan. Independent Director, Emmanuel G. Herbosa. We would also like to introduce CREIT's Corporate Secretary, Attorney Danica C. Evangelista. We also acknowledge the presence of the representatives from Isla Lipana and Company, CREIT's external auditor. Let us start with a prayer, followed by the Philippine National Anthem.
Dear Lord, we humble ourselves to you as we start our activity today. We praise you for giving us multiple opportunities to build a better future and ultimately create a greener and more sustainable country. Please continue to guide us as we harness your natural given resources, which will help us power our country as we empower our communities. May you give us the wisdom, the strength, and the heart to shine as champions of green energy. And help us remember that in all that we do to give back to our planet and the people that we serve. Amen.
Ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
Ang ligaya
Please be seated. Now, a word of welcome from our chairman.
Warm greetings to our valued investors, partners, and fellow Filipinos. In 2025, CREIT continued to stand out as a bright spot in the country's investment landscape, driven by our strong appeal to investors seeking both capital appreciation and stable recurring dividends. As the first and largest renewable energy REIT in the Philippines in terms of gross leasable area, we reflect not only confidence in our business model, but also the growing optimism surrounding REITs and renewable energy sector. We recognize, however, that the year was not without its challenges. The Philippines, alongside global markets, faced significant headwinds. In the first half, the impact of trade tariffs imposed by the United States affected investor sentiment. In the latter half, local political concerns further weighed on the market, contributing to a decline of 1.7 trillion in the value of publicly listed companies. Despite these conditions, REITs, including CREIT, demonstrated resilience. Stable quarterly dividends, coupled with interest rate cuts from Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, continued to provide attractive income opportunities for investors. Looking ahead, we see greater potential. The recent expansion by the SEC of allowable REIT assets to include sectors such as transportation, telecommunications, and energy infrastructure creates new avenues for value creation. As a first mover in energy-focused REIT assets, CREIT is well positioned to benefit from this broader investment landscape. At the same time, renewable energy continues to gain momentum in the Philippines, with solar energy leading the way. The Citycore Group remains committed to supporting this national priority. Through our sponsor, CREIT, we actively participate in the Department of Energy's Green Energy Auction Program, including significant wins in JAP4, further strengthening CREIT's long-term growth pipeline. Amid evolving market conditions, we remain confident in our stability and directions. As we move forward, we stay committed to delivering sustainable returns and empowering your investments, anchored on the strength of the REIT sector and the accelerating shift to clean energy. Thank you.
We call on our chairman, Mr. Saavedra, to formally begin our ASM.
Good morning. As chairman of the board, I hereby call to order this 2026 annual stockholders meeting of Citycore Energy REIT Corp. Thank you for joining us today. Kindly refer to the agenda flash on your screen. I now call on our corporate secretary to certify that notices were sent and that quorum is exists to conduct this meeting?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I certify that the notice and agenda for this ASM were sent to the stockholders of record as of close of business day on May 18, 2026. To give you more details, the notice was immediately disclosed to the Philippine Stock Exchange, Inc. on March 25, 2026, upon its approval by the Board of Directors and released in the PSE EDGE as a circular. The notice and agenda, together with CREIT's annual report and information statement, were all distributed to the stockholders. The information statement and CREIT's website also contain instructions on how the stockholders may vote, submit their proxies, and participate in the ASM. All these were completed in compliance with the requirements of CREIT's bylaws, the revised corporation code, and the issuances of the Securities and Exchange Commission. Mr. Chairman, I also certify that we have a quorum to conduct this meeting, given that the stockholders representing 63.21% of the outstanding capital stock of CREIT, or 4,137,655,227 shares, are participating in person, in absentia, or by proxy herein.
Thank you, Ms. Secretary. Can you discuss the voting procedure for this meeting?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The voting procedure for this ASM is as follows. All the stockholders of record at the close of business on May 18, 2026 are entitled to the notice and to vote at this meeting. The matters in the agenda shall be decided by a majority vote of the stockholders present in person or by proxy, except in cases where the law provides otherwise. The voting results shall be discussed with each agenda item. The stockholders were given the opportunity to vote in absentia from May 18, 2026 until 11:59 p.m. of June 3, 2026 through an online voting portal prepared by CREIT. Only the stockholders who were validated by CREIT's stock transfer agent, Professional Stock Transfer, Inc., were allowed to vote in absentia. The stockholders were also permitted to submit proxy forms until June 3, 2026 through electronic mail or personal service. Each of the votes cast in absentia and by proxy shall be considered cast for all the shares of such stockholder. CREIT's stock transfer agent tabulated the votes cast in absentia and by proxy, which were then confirmed by CREIT's external auditor, Isla Lipana & Co.
Let us now proceed with the approval of the minutes of the annual stockholders meeting held on June 9, 2025. I understand that copies of such minutes have been distributed and posted in CREIT's website.
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chairman, I am Ira Geronimo, proxy for stockholder Gabriel Raico. I move to dispense with the reading of the minutes of the annual stockholders meeting held on June 9, 2025, and move to approve the minutes as presented.
Mr. Chairman, I am Ariel Ongchan, proxy for stockholder CREC, and I second the motion.
There is a motion duly made and seconded that the minutes of the June 9, 2025 annual stockholders meeting be approved. Ms. Secretary, may we know the voting results on this matter?
Mr. Chairman, based on the votes cast, 100% of the stockholders present in person or by proxy are in favor of approving the motion.
Thank you, Ms. Secretary. The motion is approved.
We shall now go to the President's report.
Ladies and gentlemen, valued shareholders and partners, CREIT continues to stand as a strong example of how sustainable investment can create meaningful value, not only for our investors, but for the communities we serve. In 2025, our journey was defined by growth, resilience, and deeper purpose. We stayed true to our commitment to empower your investments, delivering a total annual dividend of 0.203 centavos per share. For the third consecutive year, we achieved superior yields, distributing 106% of our distributable well above regulatory requirements. At the same time, we strengthen our impact beyond financial returns by expanding our sustainability and community initiatives. Our business performance remains solid and forward-looking. Our green asset portfolio, anchored on 7.1 million square meters of land across strategic locations, continues to provide stable, long-term value with 100% occupancy and a weighted average lease expiry of 19.44 years. Our income streams remain secure and predictable. This stability translated into strong financial results. 1.8 billion pesos in revenues, 1.84 billion pesos in EBITDA, and 1.42 billion pesos in net income. These results allow us to consistently deliver attractive returns to our investors. Looking ahead, we are even more optimistic. In 2025, our sponsor CREIT energized key projects in Tumbangan, Puntal, and Araya. Developments built on CREIT land assets. These projects contribute to CREIT's 5 gigawatt in 5 years target and reinforce our role as a key platform in advancing renewable energy in the Philippines. But our story goes beyond numbers. Through the Citicorp Foundation, we continue to create impact, guided by our pillars of environment, education, and employment. Our agro-solar initiative is a clear example, combining renewable energy with agriculture to promote biodiversity and provide livelihoods. Since 2021, it has delivered around 15,000 kilograms of high-value crops and supported multiple households. Our people, our citizens, have also played a vital role, planting over 5,000 seedlings through our community initiative to support biodiversity. We are also helping build safer, more sustainable communities by installing eco-sheds and over 203 solar streetlights, improving everyday life for residents. Beyond the present, we invest in the future through education, supporting students with scholarships, school programs, and feeding initiatives that enhance both health and learning. Through Project Malasakit, we have reached hundreds of beneficiaries through medical missions and disaster response efforts. All these efforts reflect our belief that sustainability must create real, lasting impact. As we look ahead, we remain committed to growing our green asset portfolio, advancing climate action, and uplifting more communities. With a strong foundation and a clear direction, we are confident that brighter days lie ahead for CREIT, for our stakeholders, and for the Philippines, as we continue to power a more sustainable and resilient future. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President. Let us proceed with the next agenda item.
The next agenda item is the ratification of all acts, resolution, and proceedings of the Board of Directors and Management until June 8, 2026.
Mr. Chairman, I am Ira Geronimo, proxy for stockholder Gabriel Raico, and I move that all acts, resolutions, and proceedings of the Board of Directors and Management until June 8, 2026 be ratified.
Mr. Chairman, I am Ariel Ongchan, proxy for stockholder CREIT, and I second the motion.
There is a motion duly made and seconded for the ratification of all acts of the Board of Directors and Management. Ms. Secretary, may we know the voting results on this matter?
Mr. Chairman, based on the votes cast, 100% of the stockholders present in person or by proxy have approved this agenda item.
Thank you, Ms. Secretary. The motion is approved. The next item on the agenda is the ratification of the company's audited financial statements for the year ended December 31, 2025. I understand that the audited financial statements have been distributed together with the annual report and information statement disclosed in the PSE Edge and posted in CREIT's website.
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chairman, I am Ariel Ongchan, proxy for Stockholders CREIT. I move that CREIT's financial statements for the year ended December 31, 2025, as audited by Isla Lipana and Company, be approved.
Mr. Chairman, I'm Ira Geronimo, proxy for stockholder Gabriel Raico, and I second the motion.
There is a motion duly made and seconded for the approval of the audited financial statements of CREIT for the year ended December 31, 2025. Ms. Secretary, may we know the voting results on this matter?
Mr. Chairman, based on the votes cast, 99.79% of the stockholders present in person or by proxy are in approval of this agenda item.
Thank you, Ms. Secretary. The motion is approved. The next item on the agenda is the election of directors.
Mr. Chairman, CREIT's Nominations, Compensation, and Personnel Committee has submitted the final list of 8 nominees found to be qualified for election as members of the Board of Directors of CREIT.
Please state the names of the nominees, Ms. Secretary.
The nominees are Mr. Edgar B. Saavedra as Director, Mr. Oliver Y. Tan as Director, Mr. Manuel Louis B. Ferrer as Director, Ms. Elizabeth Ann C. Uichaco as Director, Mr. Ian Jason R. Aguirre as Director, Mr. Jose M. Layog Jr. as Independent Director, Ms. Pasita Yu Juan as Independent Director, and Mr. Emmanuel G. Herbosa as Independent Director. The foregoing list includes 3 nominees found to be qualified for election as independent directors in compliance with the requirements of the relevant laws, rules, and regulations for publicly listed companies.
Mr. Chairman, I'm Ira Geronimo, proxy for stockholder Gabriel Raico. Since there are 8 nominees for the 8 board seats to be filled up, I move that the 8 nominees be deemed elected as directors for the ensuing year.
Mr. Chairman, I am Ariel Ongchan, proxy for stockholders CREIT, and I second the motion.
There is a motion duly made and seconded for the elections of the nominees mentioned as the members of the Board of Directors. Ms. Secretary, please tell us the voting results on this matter.
Mr. Chairman, the results of the election of the members of the Board of Directors are being flashed on the screen. A majority of the stockholders present in person or by proxy have approved the election of the 8 nominees as members of the Board of Directors for the ensuing year.
Thank you, Ms. Secretary. Motion is passed. The next item on the agenda is the appointment of the external auditor. Upon the recommendation of CREIT's Audit, Risk, and Oversight Committee, the Board of Directors proposed that Isla Lipana and Company be appointed as the external auditor.
Mr. Chairman, I am Ariel Ongchan, proxy for stockholders CREIT. I move to appoint Isla Lipana and Company as the external auditor of CREIT.
Mr. Chairman, I'm Ira Geronimo, proxy for stockholder Gabriel Raico, and I second the motion.
There is a motion duly made and seconded for the appointment of Isla Lipana and Company as the external auditor of CREIT. Ms. Secretary, may we know the voting results on this matter?
Mr. Chairman, based on the votes cast, 100% of the stockholders present in person or by proxy have approved this agenda item.
Motion is approved. Thank you, Ms. Secretary.
We are now moving on to our question and answer portion. To our audience, please enter your questions in the chat box on the right side of your screens. Questions will be entertained on a first-come, first-served basis. For good order, please state your name and affiliation. We request everyone to limit your questions to 1 main question and 1 follow-up question. Thank you. We received the following questions from our shareholders addressed to CREIT's President and CEO, Mr. Oliver Tan. First question, how will rising interest rates affect CREIT?
Rising interest rate will definitely affect the share price. However, it has no effect as to the business operation of CREIT because 2 years or 3 years ago, we issued the green bond at a fixed rate. And aside from the green bond, CREIT doesn't have any outstanding loan.
Thank you, sir. Next question, how will government renewable energy policies impact CREIT?
The push of our government to transition into renewable energy will definitely positively impact CREIT, it being the renewable energy, the only or the largest renewable energy REIT company in the Philippines.
Thank you, sir. For our third question, does increased solar development create more acquisition opportunities?
Yes, in fact, we are already lining up for several new solar asset infusion. As we speak, we're already seeking regulatory approvals. So the more solar development will create more acquisition opportunities, whether organic or inorganic.
Tied to that answer, sir, our last question is, when are you expected to infuse your next set of assets into CREIT?
We're targeting within the year, the soonest we secure regulatory approval.
Thank you, Mr. President. Please note that we will respond via email to the other questions we received after the ASM.
Are there further questions or matters to be raised?
No further questions or matters, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chairman, I move that the meeting be adjourned.
Mr. Chairman, I second the motion.
Thank you. The ASM is hereby adjourned.
And that concludes CREIT's 2026 Annual Stockholders Meeting. You may view our annual stockholders report through our website or visit our social media pages. Thank you, everyone, and enjoy the rest of the day.
It's the same. No special matters. Just election. Q&A.